You said in your lead-in question to Jesse, it's just bad news for Biden. The jobs report today was a monster.
Lies. Oh, lies!
He's adding jobs at a faster clip than Trump to go up to 303,000 when it was supposed to be 214.
But it's going to be revised.
But it's not.
And we don't do the story when we revise it. We only do this.
That's not true. I hear it all the time. But the revision,
You know what?
guys,
you can talk about the stats.
What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Rashad. We back again with the Black Anomaly Rising channel. So I got to talk to y'all about woke Jessica Tarlov, Trump deranged. One of the most Trump deranged people that I've ever seen on television. Okay, this lady is a member of The Five. Okay, a lot of folks who watch Fox News, which I imagine a lot of you folks watching this channel do, will know that this lady is a complete nut job. Okay, she's always on the brink of a meltdown because she just can't agree with logic and reason of all the rest of the people on the panel. How the rest of the folks on The Five can even tolerate her is beyond me, because she is insufferable, has a very annoying voice, doesn't ever know what the heck she's talking about, and never really knows when the heck to shut up. But Greg Gutfeld knows how to shut her up, because she clearly doesn't know how to do it herself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do a reaction to what she has to say about Joe Biden's jobs report. And toward the end of the video, I'm going to debunk every single thing that Ms. Tarlov here says. Let's get into it.
But you said in your lead-in question to Jesse, it's just bad news for Biden. The jobs report today was a monster.
Wait 3 months.
Fine when it gets revised down. Also, the part-time jobs.
So I'm going to let y'all know really quickly here. I'm going to get into the details later, but the jobs report numbers are false, and I'm going to prove it to you. Stay tuned.
There's data looking at this. That's a trend that's been happening. It obviously was accelerated through COVID with people opting into that. You still don't add 15 million jobs, and even taking away what we got back from COVID, he's adding jobs at a faster clip than Trump to go up to 303,000 when it was supposed to be 214.
But it's going to be revised.
But it's not.
And we don't do the story when we revise it. We only do this.
That's not true. I hear it all the time. But the revision,
you know what?
guys,
you can talk about the stats, but it's whether or not the people
But actually,
feel it.
people are feeling it on top of it. Yes, there was really interesting data that came out about people's perspective on the national economy versus their state economies. And they looked at all of the swing states. And people thought the national economy was terrible. It was like at a -30. And individual economies in Wisconsin, in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, all the states that you need to win to become president.
So why is Trump ahead in those states?
Well, first of all, if you look at it, those polls were within the margin of error. I have talked to you about the margin of error. It is a jump ball. That's what's going on. If this was the worst economy in the world, which is what you would say about it, there is no way that we would be even close to this. It would be a runaway for the person on the top.
We're not close. I mean, if Trump is winning like 99% of polls, with exceptions of like random people trying to like create their own polls so that they can forcibly make Joe Biden win in them, then I would say that things are not going too well. Right. So nobody's saying that we're in a state of like the Great Depression and every company's failing or anything like that. But the retail markets are way down compared to what they were before. OK, there's plenty of stats proving that wages are not catching up, not even close to the current prices. Inflation and the inflation rate is still higher than it's supposed to be. Right. There's all kinds of issues with the economy, housing market, the interest rates, the gas prices, the cost of goods and services just across all of America is totally out of control. So Tarlov here doesn't know, again, what the hell she's talking about. She wants to lie in the face of everyone who's watching this video, everybody who watches The Five. She wants to tell you like, hey, you're just not smart enough to know that the economy is good. That's what she wants to tell you. But again, more details coming in a moment.
Top of the Republican ticket. And it's not, because people know wage growth is up. It's going past the rate of inflation. Unemployment, 3.8%, 26-month streak.
Wage growth is not going past the rate of prices. This is how they try to get you when people confuse and conflate prices with inflation. Inflation is just a rate of price increase, but it's not what the actual prices are. Let's continue.
We haven't seen that since the 1960s. You have to give some level of credit when credit is due. You have to.
And you have
I
to
just
give,
zoned out, Jessica. I was looking at notes for the next segment.
and you have to give credit to the American people who assimilate this and make their own judgment.
Sure, and they voted for
Coming
Joe
up,
Biden. They'll do it
a
again.
bombshell.
Look, okay, guys, look, it's time to cook. Quick report here from heritage.org. 5 ugly details the Biden administration won't tell you about the December jobs report. So this is from 2023, the end of 2023. So yes, we're a couple months past, but we're talking about overall details. You'll see what I mean here. All right, 5 things, starting with number 1. 1/3 of the jobs allegedly added in December were jobs we thought we already had. Did you know that all the jobs reported in 2023 had their numbers revised downward with the exception of the month of July? So whenever these jobs reports are coming out from people like Karine Jean-Pierre and Joe Biden, they're actually false numbers and they revise them downward every single month, okay? It says it in black and white right here. I'll have the link in the description. That's number 1. Number 2, the unemployment rate is a farce. Did you know that dislocated and displaced workers, the workers who effectively give up on the job market, are not even counted in the statistics? So if you actually look at the real jobs numbers, you're looking at a rate of unemployment between 6.4 and 7.5%. A big difference between what Joe Biden's reporting of under 4%. 3rd on the list is that people have been actually losing full-time jobs and gaining part-time jobs. In addition, a lot of people are working 2 jobs because they're not able to keep up with their bills and the costs of goods and services because everything is so damn high. The time of this article was written was in December. It says 1.5 million full-time jobs were shed in the previous month. So that would mean November of 2023, 1.5 million jobs were lost. The biggest plunge since 2020. Okay, the biggest plunge since 2020. Still believe what Joe Biden has to say? Continuing on here, it says the number of multiple job holders hit a new record high of 8.6 million. People with multiple jobs in America, 8.6 million. 4, did you know a lot of those jobs that they claim to have created were a bunch of government jobs? So the type of growth that you're talking about is not actually real organic growth where the economy is being stimulated. It's just the government stealing money from you and me and creating jobs like thousands upon thousands, 80,000 plus IRS agents, new government programs and organizations that are probably just going to end up inevitably needing to steal more money from you to self-sustain themselves because they're going to say, well, if we don't, we're going to lose jobs. So effectively, they're basically just stealing your money and creating jobs off of that. As in 2023, the government had the 2nd fastest job growth of any sector besides only healthcare. 5, did you know a lot of these jobs are not jobs that Americans are actually getting? Apparently, these jobs are going to illegal aliens. As of December 2023, 130 million native-born workers were employed, and this has been about the same since July of 2018. Indicating that there hasn't been actual job growth for native-born workers, but there has been job growth for somebody. I wonder who that is. Continuing on here, in 2023, employment among foreign-born workers increased about 1.3 million. Hey guys, pausing for a second to make sure I make this distinguishment after the fact that a foreign-born worker does not necessarily mean that 100% they are illegal. However, there is no way of distinguishing, given this data, who is a legal foreign-born worker and who is an illegal foreign-born worker. And we know that the U.S. government, at least some of the Democrats, have embraced foreign-born workers in the past that are illegal to do some of the jobs that Americans supposedly don't want. So either way, the point still stands that native-born Americans, which the majority of us are getting shafted in favor of foreign-born workers, be it legal or illegal. I personally would consider this a slight and a problem.
Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says it's vital Congress create a path to citizenship for hundreds of thousands of undocumented farm workers who put their lives on the line to feed the country.
But despite this essential work, they are at risk of being separated from their family. It is an embarrassment to this great nation that we allow this injustice to continue.
Democrats are pushing a bill to streamline the visa process and open the door to citizenship for immigrant farm workers.
I bet Jessica Tarlov doesn't want to talk about that, and I'm sure Joe Biden and Karine Jean-Pierre and Kamala Harris don't want to either. These people are crooked and they're lying to Americans every day. These stats are without going into how they're lying about actual wage growth, the actual prices of goods and services in America. Okay, it's without going into the details about the housing market and how hardly anyone can afford to actually buy a house, and a lot of the houses are probably gonna depreciate as time progresses. But hey, we don't want to talk about that. We just want to report raw numbers and then try to tell people, hey, the numbers don't lie. And meanwhile, you got all these details right here, and you know what they say, the devil's in the details. These are the details that Joe Biden, Jessica Tarlov, Kamala Harris, Karine Jean-Pierre, none of the crooks in Washington, all these radical leftists want you to know. But to those of you who stayed to the end of this video, now you know. Be sure to let everybody know that these people are lying. Reference this article that I have down in the description. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
The jobs report today was a monster.
Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop lying.